Hello, almost LEC graduates. This is Jeff, and I want to talk to you a little bit about how to embed gadgets as well as Google content into your portfolio site. So the good news is, if you've made it this far, you have probably completed Module 7 and are on to completing Module 8. And so to take your work that you've created and put it on your LEC portfolio, which happens to be a Google site, there's a couple things that I want to go over. So let's focus on the syllabus, which was probably the last thing you have worked on. So on the side here, as we look for the area, probably down towards the bottom, there's the page for online course syllabus. I want you to click on that. And then as you can see, it is a blank page with a one-sentence reminder, portfolio assignment for Module 7. We did use this from a template, so that is why it is blank, and it has some instruction for us. So one of the things I want to make sure that I do, I want to edit this page. So I look for the pencil. When I click on the pencil, it allows me to basically edit these Google site pages as if it were like a Word document. You can see the options that we have in the toolbar. So I can delete this area. Now we had two choices on the syllabus, perhaps more, but I'm going to focus on two. If you happen to create your syllabus as a Google document, the great thing about the integration of all the Google tools is I just simply go up to Insert, and one of my options is Document. Now this is great because if I have documents sitting in my Google folder or in my Google Drive, I can just search for them and find them. So I'm going to give one of my old syllabuses, EDSS, which brings up the spring evening cohort syllabus. So I click on that and notice that it's already ready. It includes the border around the Google document for us. It includes the title. Now notice I've got, this is the way in which I named that particular file, so I could call it EDSS 530 Secondary Education in the 21st Century. So whatever yours happen to be. Now the other thing that's nice about the integration with the Google document is notice the height usually defaults to 600 pixels. If I leave the width blank, it will give me 100% fit inside of my Google site. So that's what we want to do. We want to leave it blank. I'm going to click Save. And then before we save the page itself, it looks like it's just going to be half of our Google page. But when I save it, by clicking up here, when I click Save, you'll get a different story. You get the online course syllabus, and this Google Doc is embedded, and notice because we put nothing in the width, it takes up the entire area, which is awesome. So I've got pages and pages of my syllabus that nicely fit inside of this Google site. So if I were to resize my syllabus, there my web page, notice it dynamically resizes with me. So that's a great feature. So let's say that I created a Microsoft Word document. So we're going to look at what that could look like. Let's imagine that you created this as a Microsoft Word document, and you all know that to put it into your wiki site on Haiku, you had to often copy and paste. But here's some good news. One of my favorite tools for utilizing Word documents that I want to display visually on a website, it's called Scribd. It's a free tool, Scribd.com. Now what Scribd does is allows you to upload Word documents, PDFs, PowerPoints, other files, and it allows you to then upload them to Scribd and then display them inside of a website through an embed code. So I've already uploaded a site for you. You can create the site in Scribd, and then you just click Upload, and then you can upload your Word document. And so what you're seeing here is the syllabus that I uploaded. Now all I have to do is look for the embed code, and then all I want to do is copy the embed code. Now Scribd, much like Google Docs, I love that it has the auto size feature. Now the auto size feature is basically going to take this Scribd document and fit it to whatever width or height that exists in my Google site. So I'm going to go ahead and grab this code. So I'm going to select all and copy. And then I'm going to go over to the online course syllabus page in my Google site. I'm going to hit edit that page. And then I can simply click inside of that page. Now, if you remember when we were doing this in our wiki sites on Haiku, we went up and clicked source. Well, what you do on a Google site is we're looking for the HTML source. And it's very important that we click this button because things don't look that different, but notice this HTML editor comes up. Then I can simply right-click and paste. And so what it's done is it's pasted in, obviously, the embed code from Scribd. So I'm going to click Update. And again, much like when we inserted our Google document, it doesn't look like it's taking up the whole page. But once I click Save, as you can see, it very nicely fills the entire page. So that is a great feature of both Scribd and the fact that Google Sites allows us to embed secondary gadgets, widgets, anything with an embed code. It's really easy to embed inside of the page by simply editing the page and looking for the HTML code. So this would be true of the Venn diagram that you did if you did it in Creately or some other source. But let's say that you did your Venn diagram using Google Draw. So you've got two options here. And I want to show you one of the options is to simply go to the drawing that you did, and you want to go up to File, and we want to publish to the web. This should sound familiar. And then we're going to look for the embed code. Well, I'm going to grab that embed code, and I'm going to copy that embed code. And notice the image size down here says we're going with the medium size, which is actually quite nice for the websites that we're creating. So I simply go in and I edit my page, and then I make sure that I use the HTML source button. I'm going to click that, and I should get a pop-up. Then I right-click, and I paste in that information, and then I click Update. And then we get that Venn diagram to show up nice and large inside of our page. And the advantage to doing it this way, to working off the embed code from Google Draw itself, is I can go back and make edits in Google Draw, and it will dynamically change on my portfolio. So if I had a misspelling or something I wanted to add, it makes it really easy. So this type of feature is exactly how I would embed the collaborative presentation. I would click on that page. I could simply then, I've already embedded one for you to show you what it looks like, but I could simply go up and edit that page. And much like the way in which I inserted the document for the syllabus, I can go up to Insert, and this is a Google tool we use. I can look for Google Presentation. Document, Drawing, Folder, Chart. If I click on Document, I have the option for presentations, spreadsheets, forms, videos, drawings, folders, etc. I would click on Presentations. I can grab one of my existing presentations. So I have 15 interesting ways to use Google Maps. I can select that, and then you usually get the editing box that pops up, gives you the option to alter the title. You can start the slideshow as soon as the player loads, resize the slideshow. You can put it in small, medium, large. I tend to default to medium, and then you would click Save. And it would automatically put that in there for you. So you have multiple options in which to bring them in. If it was a YouTube video that I'm going to, in my establishing an accessible online social presence, I would go to YouTube, grab a video, click on whatever video you chose to put in, go down to the share feature, and we don't want the URL, we want the embed code. Click on the embed code. We want to copy that embed code. We go back to our portfolio, click on Establishing an Accessible Social Presence, click on Edit Page, and then again, same thing, I can get rid of this information for the sentence that just is holding my place. I look for the HTML, I get the pop-up, I right-click, I paste it in, I update it. And one of the things, you can click on the gadget itself. You can choose to force it to center. I do that on occasion, depending on what I'm doing. Click Save. And now I've got the video embedded, and it plays. So you can see the pattern. If it's a Google tool, I edit the page, I choose Insert, I look for the Google tool option. There are other options for inserting things. If it happens to be a Web 2.0 tool, I go to that Web 2.0 tool, I grab the embed code, I come back to my Google site, I look for the HTML box, click on that, paste in the embed code, and make sure that it looks good how I want it to look on the page. And if you make a mistake, you can always delete it. So if, let's say I didn't want this YouTube video like this, I could remove it, save the page, and then I could insert another video. So hopefully that helps. Happy embedding, and remember, we're always here to answer your questions.